Yo peeps, Mischief here. Welcome to this Christmas edition of the Conspiracy Cupboard. Although it's not really very Christmassy, but anyway, here you go. We're going to be looking at time slipping in Liverpool. So here we go. Cue the title sequence. There we go. So, Merry Christmas, people. I hope you've had a fucking fantastic year so far, and I hope you're looking forward to New Year's. I'm going to be in Derby performing at the, where am I going to be? The Bank on New Year's Eve, and I'm going to be at the Telegraph as well, New Year's Eve. Are you going to take me there? Oh, hello, Missy Hand. How are you? Hello, everybody. It is Missy Hand here. I am the shit version of a ventriloquist dying. I used to talk to the children, now I talk to him and everybody else. Hello, Missy Hand, how are you? I am fine, thank you very much. I was hiding down there waiting to surprise everybody, to tell them about Christmas and all the special things about New Year's Eve kind of. I've just been telling them that we're at the Bank in Derby. Yes, the Bank. That's right, the bank. Do they have a sperm deposit box there? No, it's not. It's not a sperm bank. What kind of bank is it? It's a bank where you get drinks. Drinks at a bank? Yes, drinks at a bank. Yeah. That makes no sense whatsoever. Don't you deposit money at a bank? Yes, but they're just called the. We're going off topic here anyway. So, if you don't know, this is Missy Hand. Thank you very much. It was strangling me. It can't strangle you really, can it? Because you haven't really got a vocal cord. The vocal cords are up here. You're ruining the illusion. Okay. So anyway, this is Missy Hand. Missy Hand's been around for years and years. Never really been on the show before though, Missy Hand, have you? No, I haven't. Today we're going to look at time slipping. Time slipping. Yes, time slipping in Liverpool. Liverpool. Can you do a Liverpoolian accent? Liverpool. Yeah, I suppose I can do a Liverpoolian accent. That's shit. I can do a better Liverpoolian accent. Okay, you do one. Hey, I'm from Liverpool. That's right. I'm a Liverpoolian. That wasn't too bad actually. That was quite good. Thank you very much. So Missy Hand. So do you want to read out the first bit for us then? Okay, I'll try. Why is time travel so intriguing? I don't know. Why is time travel so intriguing? The subject of time has always intrigued us, and the setters. Sorry, it's your eyes. It's my. I know it's my eyes. You're meant to be looking at this as well and reading it. Okay, I do it again. Okay. The subject of time travel has always intrigued us. It is always set as we are. Is it a set as we have always believed, or does it look back on itself? You did very well there. You did very well. You take over a second. It's very difficult, this. Okay. Giving us a glimpse of our shadowy past and the corners of our eyes. Was it just our imagination that made us believe we saw an object or a building appear or change before our very eyes? Why does this seem to happen to some people as they have stepped back in time, just like Gary Sparrow on Goodnight Sweetheart? Oh, Goodnight Sweetheart. I loved that program. I loved that program too. It was great, wasn't it? With Nicholas Lyndhurst in it. Yes. He is, what's his name? You're thinking Rodney, aren't you? Rodney, that's right, Rodney. Oh, we like Del Boy and Rodney. Del Boy and Rodney were brilliant. I love that. Only Fools and Horses is one of my favourite shows. This is one of my favourite shows as well. So when things like this happen, then we usually shake our heads and put it to our overactive imaginations. I don't know what you mean by overactive imagination. I have no idea. But over the past few decades, something strange has been happening near Bold Street in Liverpool, in England. Obviously, it's in England. Okay, so these are the instances have not been merely glimpses of the past, but a full immersion by people walking into these events, sometimes almost being trapped there. So most accounts of people time slipping then go back to like the 1800s, 1700s, early times. So you can be a milkmaid or something in like the old times. Yes, so like in the old times. Yes, you know, back before when you were a child. I'm not that old. You look it. That's nice. Thanks. It's weird. You should shave. No, I'm never gonna shave. You getting ready for Christmas? Something you're not told me. You said you're working Christmas Eve. Yes, I'm working Christmas Eve. Are we Santa? We're not Santa. Shh. Okay, anyway, right. I'm DJing Christmas Eve. We are DJing? Yes. Christmas Eve and the Saturday night before. Oh, yes, we are. We are. We're at the Telegraph. I like the Telegraph. You like the Telegraph. Okay. One of the strangest things about Bold Street time slips is the actual time and place they are set. The following cases people involved in did not go back really that far, but seem to visit a particular decade or decades. So the decades that they visited were the 1950s and the 1960s. So that seems to be the time that Bold Street seems to slip back into. What do you think about this? I don't know. It's very weird. We've never experienced anything like this, have we? I would like to think. I don't think we have. I mean, we've experienced some weird things. What are you doing? You had a hair on your head. Thank you very much. Okay. Don't cough. We are recording. Sorry. You're going to have to cut that out. Okay. Are these people simply copying each other then in their experiences? So as I've shown you on the channel, we try and look back at the first experience. Yes, the first one is the most important because they're the people that reported the first. That's where we get the most accounts from. That's right, we do. We get the most accounts from the first people, don't we? So if like the Betty and Barney Hill case and these things, they've been reported and people followed on from them. But you've got people that have separated and not heard of the story before. So you've got very early people. So in the ufology world, we've got Betty and Barney Hill, like I just mentioned, and people like Travis Walton, okay? And then you go back a bit further and you've got Kenneth Arnold, who described the first flying saucer. He didn't say it was a saucer. No, he said it skipped like a saucer, didn't he? Yes, they were more triangle kind of things flying through the sky, skipping across the sky like saucers up on a lake. Yeah, that's what he described, isn't it? So anyway, getting back to this. So, could these merely be hoaxes or people just relaying information that they've heard? Other explanations could be mass hallucinations, but because it's only experienced by one or two people, this can't really be that kind of case. So, the first case I've got for you then is the missing bookstore. Oh, missing bookstore, yes. When are you going to release your books? When I've finished writing them. You're very slow at writing. You've already written the book. Why don't you just fucking release it? I needed to rewrite it because it's not right. Can we just get on to these? Okay, I won't pick on you anymore. Okay, please don't. In this first tale, then we find Frank and his wife. Oh, his wife Carol. What did she look like? It doesn't actually say what she looked like. Shame. Okay, out for a stroll in the Liverpool Town Centre. It's 1996. 1996. Oh, we were at school then. Yes, we were at school then. Can't remember much about 1996. Anyway, Carol decided she wanted to go and buy a book of Waterstones. Ah, Waterstones, the big, large bookstore. I do apologise. I keep sniffing. I've been had a bit of cold this week. I'll try and cut out where I've been sniffing, but it's going to be difficult, so I do apologise. Yes, you're very irritating with this. It's disgusting. I know. As they started to walk towards a shop, they approached Bold Street. Frank decided to go into another shop first. However, he bumped into a friend and stopped to chat in the street. His wife went ahead of him and followed and walked off into Waterstones. A few moments later, Frank said goodbye and visited the shop, and he turned back to go to meet his wife. After reaching Bold Street, he headed on towards the bookstore. As he approached, he glanced it up and was surprised to see the name Crips. Crips! Like Bloods and Crips. No, not like Bloods and Crips. No, I think it was some kind of old clothing store or something. Ah, clothes. Well, you are clothes for your Crips. I suppose so. So anyway, as he was about to cross over to see what was going on, a van swept past him with the name Cardins on. Ah, Cardins. What the fuck is that? I don't know. Some kind of old company, I'm guessing. The van driver honked his old-fashioned horn and drove past. Looking around, Frank suddenly realised that things were not quite as they should be. He looked at the cars driving past and realised they were old 1950s, 60s style cars. Ah, the nice kind of cars. He should have bought one back with him. It would have been worth a lot of money. It would have been worth a lot of money if he'd bought it back with him, yes. And then he noticed people. Men were wearing hats and masks. Aha. Were they detectives? Maybe they were all detectives. I don't know. there were women in headscarves. Was he in Asia? No. Was he in Birmingham? No, he was in Liverpool. Headscarves and full skirts, old-fashioned style hairstyles. Oh, like 1960s kind of. Yeah, yeah, that kind of thing. Just after the war. By this time, Frank was beginning to feel slightly freaked out, as you can imagine. I would feel very freaked out if I was stuck in 1960. Although I quite like 1960. I like the music. I like the music too. We'd be very good there. We could play all the songs that no one has heard yet and say we wrote them. Can I fix your hat? Yes, you may fix my hat. Okay, there we go. Is that better? Is that it? I look better? Okay. Right, so as he got closer, he saw the handbags in the windows, shoes, umbrella. He saw a woman looking up at the shop sign. She looked confused. She was wearing modern clothes. As she saw him approaching, she smiled at him. Frank went into the shop and closely followed by the young woman. They entered, surprised, pleased to see that indeed it had turned back into the bookshop. The young woman smiled and shook her head and said, "That was strange, wasn't it?" and started to walk away. He looked at her extremely puzzled, and they both walked off. Then he met his wife, and he basically said to her exactly for everything that had gone off. And this woman agreed that they just walked through 1960s. Very strange. It is most unusual, isn't it? So what do you guys think about that one then? That is a really weird account. I love that story. The fact that, you know, Frank and his wife were the first ones to say anything. His wife, she went into the bookshop. Yes, she didn't see anything, apparently. She experienced nothing. She walked into the bookshop and just obviously, you know, carried on about the normal thing. But it appears Frank and this woman, as they approached, both had this similar experience. Did he find the woman again? I don't believe they found the woman again. I don't. It doesn't say anything more about that there. But obviously, I'll try and find some more information about that for you. You should have done this before. The research is very shit. Okay, thank you very much. Right, so our second case then is a case, again from Liverpool, from just down on Brook Street, where they had a mother care. Mother care. We used to go in mother care. We did when we were very young and little, if anyone remembers mother care. So basically, this lady was shopping in Liverpool, and she came upon what she thought was a brand new mother care that she'd not seen before. As she approached, she walked in and entered and looked around and found brand new baby clothes and thought that the prices were very cheap. As she continued to look, what? Prices were very cheap. This must have been like years ago. Yeah, years ago. It couldn't have been in the last 2 years because everything's so fucking expensive now. Yeah, well, exactly. So this is why she was probably a bit shocked. She thought there was a sale on, basically. So she got some baby clothes and picked up some items and walked around the shop and then approached the cashier's desk. Then what happened to her? Well, as she got there, she got a credit card out. Credit card, plus your credit card. You can't use your credit card. I don't need your too. I did. Okay, we don't need to tell everyone no about things. You spent on us at Christmas. Christmas time is very expensive. Okay, look. So anyway, she approached and got a credit card out. Did it decline? No, they looked at the credit card and basically she called her manager over to have a look at the card. They both looked at it a bit puzzled and said that they didn't take this and they obviously need cash. She apologized and said that she didn't have any cash on her, took the card back and put the items back. She left the shop, went down to the train station and left and went back home. When she got home, she told her mother that she'd been into a brand new mother care. And her mother looked at her puzzled. Just like that. Mother care, you say? There wasn't a mother care. That's right. That's what she said. There was a mother care, but it shut down many years ago. I took you as a small child. There's not a bank there. I have an account. Exactly. That's exactly what she said. So basically, she told her that there's now a bank where this mother care used to be, and the mother care had shut many years ago. Now, the lady didn't believe her, so she took her mum back into town the next day to where this mother care was. Lo and behold, it was a bank. Yeah, it was a bank. Yes, yeah. So she couldn't believe it. Obviously, she took her mum all the way down there, and her mum's like, "Here you go. Here's my account. This is the account. Come on in." Yes, it used to be mother care, but she described to her mum perfectly exact how the layout was inside mother care. Weird. Yes. Well, maybe that's going to happen with Woolworths. It could do, couldn't it? You could walk into a Woolworths one day and be like, "Oh my God, I went into a Woolworths." And people are like, "What was a Woolworths?" And they're like, "Yes, I stepped back in time in Derby about 30 years ago, and there was a Woolworths there. It was amazing. The sweets, I love the sweets. Stop playing with my fucking hat, will you? Sorry. Okay. So our final case for you then is of it's hilarious actually. It's of a robber, a shoplifter, Sean. Now I believe this took place around 2006, and basically a young man called Sean was escaping from a security guard. Was he shoplifting? He was shoplifting. That's very unusual for Liverpool. It is very unusual for Liverpool. They don't do any shoplifting there whatsoever, do they? No, never. Okay, so anyway, he was running away from the security guard, and he turned down a dead-end street called, I think it's Baker Street, isn't it? It's something like that, yes. So anyway, he turned down this street, and as he got there, he started getting out of breath. The atmosphere filled to close around him. It wasn't actually him losing his breath. It was the atmosphere drawing away from him. So he began to stop. He dropped the items on the floor and just gave up, waiting for the security guard to come around the corner. What are you doing? I'm looking for the security guard. Well, we're not being chased by a security guard. That makes a change. Okay, you're giving a very wrong impression here. I'm not going to let you on the channel again if you act like this again. Okay, I behave myself. Okay. So anyway, Sean waited there for a few minutes, expecting the security guard to come around the corner. Nobody appeared. Then he thought, well, I've got away with it. The security guard must have just, well, he must have lost me. That's fantastic. So he sauntered back out onto Ball Street and carried across, walking back out from the alley and making his way towards where he would go home. He realised, though, after a few seconds of walking, that he was no longer in the modern era. As he looked around, the cars around him had changed to 1950s, 1960s cars. Again, why don't he take a car? Just drive a car through into the thing. I wonder if that would work. I don't know if that would work. I don't think anyone's ever taken an item out of Timsliping. If anyone knows of any items that might have been possibly taken. I mean, I know there's photos that people have found. They're bollocks. They're all fake. Yeah, and I know most of those ones where people are holding phones and shit. It's all bollocks. Don't listen to them. It's fake. It's all shit. I know. It's all, that is all bollocks. That, okay, so yes, good. So anyway, right, so where was I? He left the thing and he was looking on and there were cars and shit. Okay, yeah, so the cars had changed basically into 1960s cars. And the shops had changed. Obviously, the items in the shops were 1960s. And he, what? No, I didn't cut out. So anyway, he started to freak out. He realised that he still got the items in his hand from the modern era, and he'd got his phone in his pocket. So he took out his phone. There was no signal on his phone. He started to walk across the street and he saw a news kiosk. A news kiosk, yeah, it's where they used to have newspapers. I don't remember newspapers. I also remember newspapers. Yeah, they were, yeah, I mean, I used to read newspapers. You used to look at the Sun at page 3. That's okay. Right. Oh, God. Ah, you invited me on here. Yes, I did. I did invite you on here. Right, anyway, tell us about Sean, dickhead. Okay, I'm doing it. So anyway, Sean, he realised there's a news kiosk, so he walked over and he looked at the paper. What did the paper say? The paper said 16th of May. Yes. 1967. No fucking way. Yes, 1967. He could have been and seen the Beatles. He could have seen the Beatles. I'd have stayed there. I think I'd have stayed there too, to be fair. If I'd have known that was the date. I mean, you could have done so much. I mean, you could have stopped John Lennon from dying. Yes. Yes, you could have split him up on Yoko Ono. We could have prevented the tragedy. That would have been much better. Yes, we could have done something like that. But anyway, what did he do then? So anyway, he started to panic. Why? He could have gone and seen fucking Jimi Hendrix or anybody. The Rolling Stones. It would have been fantastic. Okay, so yeah, so he could have gone and done all this stuff, but he didn't. So he saw H. Samuels, a jeweller. That's been around for a million years. It has been around for a million. So he ran over to H. Samuels, a jeweller. And as he got to H. Samuels, he realised that his phone signal had come back on. Oh, no. Yeah, but as he looked back down the street, he could see 1960 still. Yes, and as he looked the other way, it was back in the modern time. Why would he fucking stay here? I don't know. I'd have gone back. Yes, I'd have gone back and stayed. That would have... Why wouldn't you? Wouldn't you just go and stay in the 60s if you knew you could stay in the 60s? I'd stay in the 60s. I'd stay there too. So anyway, he ran the opposite direction when he saw one of his buses come in, jumped on the bus and went home. Don't know what happened. Well, he went and reported himself. He reported himself. Yeah, he went and told the story to the papers. What an idiot. Did he get caught for shoplifting? I don't actually know whether he got done for shoplifting or not. But the security guard came forward and backed him up and said that he disappeared, I think he's making it up. I think the security guard ran out of breath. He needed a cigarette. He was like, I need a cigarette now. I lost him. Fuck it. I can't find him. Fuck this shit. I'm going. You think that's what happened? Yes, I think that's totally what happened. Okay, so what about Sean? I think they made it up together. He nicked the items. It was a telly. It was a telly. That was it was, and he nicked it and he sold it, and that's the story they came up with. You think that's what happened? Yes, it's Liverpool. Of course, that's what happened. Fuck's sake. Well, well, I think it's a bit daft for him to come forward after doing it. It's all applied. It took more than they actually. Okay, all right. You have your little weird conspiracy theory about them stealing something. It's not a conspiracy. It's Liverpool. It's quite obvious. Okay, so anyway, right. So yeah, that's 3 episodes of time slipping there then. So what do you guys think about time slipping? Have you ever had any events where you might have passed through a village and it's been different, and then you've gone back the next day or drove back through it and it's been completely different to what you drove through? Or maybe you've seen someone out of time walking down the street looking a bit weird, like you. Like me. Yes, you look weird. You went out in this onesie earlier. I did go out in this onesie earlier. You're an embarrassment. Get fucking dressed. I've been ill all week. Yes, I know you've been ill, you pity-seeking motherfucker. Okay, let's not start an argument on here. We don't do arguments on here. So, yeah, just can you guys let me know what you think in the comments? Let Missy Han know what you think in the comments as well about time slipping and what's been going on. We'd just also like to say thank you very much to everyone that's subscribed recently. If you've joined through the shorts, you'll realise this channel is about conspiracy, okay? It's about things going off in the world, but I don't take stuff seriously. That's the whole point of the channel. If you want to take stuff seriously, go and watch the BBC. Yeah, no, sorry, I didn't mean to mention that name. You know, go and watch some people like that. If you want to hear about Israel, Palestine and things, don't look to me for that crap, because I don't talk about it. We are not interested in these things because it's just political stuff. And, you know, all these things, no one has the answers to at all. And we just wish everybody well, and we want peace and love, baby. Yeah, we want peace and love. And we want to entertain you and make you laugh and just give you information about cool things and stuff like that. That's exactly what we want to do. So we just want to put out peace and love. So anyone looking for any like political stuff from me and stuff like that won't find it. You know, you'll get maybe bits about the government and things that are going off and cover-ups and things like that, obviously, like we do on the channel. And like I say, this year we're going to be looking to do some nights away, some adventures, hopefully some like 2-week tours kind of thing at the end of the year. If I can sort these things out, wheels in motion, get stuff sorted out, and you know, get all this in motion, basically. Can you sort out your fucking words? Use a script. Yeah. Yes, next year we get scripts and all sorts of shit and better cameras. Yes, so anyway. In the new year, we have a special video coming up, which will be an investigation of Stocksbridge bypass. Oh, an actual investigation. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to catch anything, but Stocksbridge bypass has been mentioned to me quite a few times, and I've seen it. Well, I've drove past it quite a bit. Well, we're from Rotherham originally. Yeah, don't remind me, we're from Rotherham. We're from Rotherham, baby. Yes, Rotherham with a V. Rotherham with a V. Yeah, so we're going to be going around the Stocksbridge bypass, having a look around there, because there's reports of horse and carriages, monks, hooded figures, children being seen dancing to Ring a Ring a Roses. That is creepy shit. Are you sure you want to go there? Well, yeah, we have to go. We have to go and investigate. This is what the channel was made for. This is what I said when we first started. You're an idiot. You want to go out and get cold and stand in the middle of a fucking forest near an open fucking road and look for ghosts. I suppose when you put it like that, it's does sound a bit nuts, doesn't it? This coming from a guy talking to his own hand to entertain people. Yeah. So anyway, people, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and Missy Han is going to say goodbye now. Goodbye now, fuckers. You don't have to say that, do you? I'm only joking. I love all of you. Thank you very much for subscribing. You've all been fantastic, and you'll see more of me over the the coming year. Yes. And yeah, I hope you've had fun. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. And yeah, Merry Christmas, peeps. I'm going to play you out with this. See you in a bit, guys. Thank you once again for subscribing. I hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas and a fantastic New Year. And we sadly lost Shane McGowan this year, so I'm just going to try and play this out for you. So yeah, if you come and see me, I'll be at the Telegraph in Derby on Christmas Eve and on the Saturday before. I'm only there till 9 o'clock on Christmas Eve because it's Christmas Eve. I don't want to go home. So anyway, here we go. Merry Christmas, people. Peace and love to you all.